Hello, and welcome to another lesson on Advanced Project Management. This lesson on Advanced Project Management Fundamentals will cover stakeholder engagement strategies. Stakeholder engagement approach involves creating strategies to engage project stakeholders based on their needs, expectations, interests, and potential impact on the project. This process's primary benefit is acknowledging the diverse information needs of project stakeholders established early in the project's life cycle. This plan is regularly reviewed and updated as the stakeholder community evolves. The initial version of the stakeholder engagement plan is crafted after the identification of stakeholders process. The plan is updated as circumstances change. Situations triggering plan updates may include the beginning of a new project phase, changes within the organization or the industry, the addition or removal of individuals or groups as stakeholders, changes in the importance of specific stakeholders to the project's success. These adjustments may result in changes to the relative importance of identified stakeholders. The planning of stakeholder engagement begins with the project charter, which provides essential information about the project's purpose, objectives, and success criteria. This information is invaluable when formulating strategies for stakeholder engagement. It then progresses with the project management plan, which consists of various key components, including the resource management plan, communications management plan, and risk management plan. During the planning stage, several project documents play a vital role. These include the assumption log, change log, issue log, project schedule, risk register, and stakeholder register. They serve as valuable resources for effective planning and execution. Also, when preparing to engage stakeholders such as contractors and suppliers, it is essential to coordinate efforts with the organization's procurement and contracting group. This collaboration ensures the efficient management of contractors and suppliers, fostering successful project outcomes. Several factors can influence stakeholder engagement planning, encompassing organizational culture, political climate, governance framework, personnel administration policies, stakeholder risk preferences, established communication channels, regional and global trends, local practices, and geographic distribution of facilities and resources. Organizational process assets can also impact the planning process, including corporate policies and procedures related to social media, ethics, and security. Additionally, it may involve adherence to administrative communication requirements, standardized guidelines for developing, exchanging, storing, and retrieving information, and utilizing software tools essential for effective stakeholder engagement. This section will focus on stakeholder engagement methodologies, navigating through the critical factors that shape the engagement strategy, including insights from experts, data gathering, analysis, decision-making, and data representation techniques. Additionally, we will examine how meetings play a pivotal role in shaping stakeholder engagement, ensuring its effectiveness in addressing the dynamic needs of stakeholders. Starting with the expert judgment, we can say that it involves understanding politics and power structures, both within and outside the organization, familiarity with the environment and culture of the organization, and insights gained from prior projects regarding stakeholder characteristics, stakeholder groups, and organizations involved in the current project that may have been part of similar projects in the past. Data gathering in this process encompasses benchmarking, a technique that involves comparing the results of stakeholder analysis with information from other organizations or projects recognized as world-class benchmarks. Data analysis techniques applied in this process include assumption and constraint analysis, involves evaluating current assumptions and constraints to tailor appropriate engagement strategies. Root cause analysis. This seeks to identify underlying reasons for the level of stakeholder support. Decision-making techniques involve prioritization and ranking, ensuring that stakeholder requirements and the stakeholders themselves are organized in order of importance. Typically, stakeholders with the most significant interest and influence are prioritized at the top. Data representation techniques may include mind mapping, which visually organizes information about stakeholders and their relationships within the organization. Stakeholder Engagement Assessment Matrix. This matrix facilitates a comparison between the current engagement levels of stakeholders and the desired levels necessary for successful project delivery. Stakeholder engagement levels are categorized as unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, and leading. The disparity between the current and desired engagement levels guides the communication efforts required to engage stakeholders effectively. Reducing this gap is a crucial aspect of monitoring stakeholder engagement. Meetings are instrumental for discussing and analyzing the stakeholder engagement planning process's input data and crafting a robust stakeholder engagement methodology. The Stakeholder Engagement Plan is a vital component of the project management plan, outlining the plans and actions necessary to foster productive stakeholder involvement in decision-making and project execution. Its level of formality and detail can vary depending on the project's requirements and stakeholder expectations. The Stakeholder Engagement Plan may encompass, among other things, specific strategies and approaches for engaging with individual stakeholders or stakeholder groups. Stakeholder attitudes: unaware, resistant, neutral, supportive, leading. Stakeholder engagement levels: supportive stakeholder, resistant stakeholder, neutral stakeholder. This is the end of this segment of our lesson. In the next segment, we shall be discussing communication and engagement approaches. This course is presented to you by South Europe College. Thank you for listening, and see you on our next segment.